morning. How are we doing this morning? Got a bit of a cool one out there. Sun's been up for a couple hours now and it's still only 13 degrees Celsius. We're up to 29 in here. Yeah, that time has come when I've had to run the heater a bit. Started it up early this morning to warm the place up. Everything was white with frost. We're starting to get to the end of our season and we need to start harvesting a little bit heavier and thinning out the leaves and that a bit heavier. Getting ready to start shutting things down now. We've got several plants which are finished, though they don't seem to realize they're finished. Let me just show you here an example. This is one that we cut off a while ago and it's determined it's coming back. It's still in the nutrients, though I chopped it off, and I've got a couple like that. I've got another one over the other way here. This little guy right here, it's determined it wants to keep going. So they'll end up getting cleaned out with the rest when time comes. All right, let's have a quick look out in the garden, and then we'll come back in here and we'll start harvesting. I'll see you out there. My garden feels like it's getting smaller. I guess where all the potatoes are cleared out here, or the tops of the potatoes anyway, the stalks. Now, though a lot of the onions have fallen over, they're still quite green. Until they start to turn brown, I'm going to let them keep going. Let them grow another bit. They're getting more cool weather now, which is helping them. But they also have more moisture, which is helping them. So who knows, they may do another bit of growing yet. They look quite healthy yet. Got a few that have tipped over and knocked down, but there's still nutrients getting up to the stalks on those. I guess we call it the stalks, I'm not sure. But they're green, so until they turn brown and sort of die off, I'm going to leave those. The first carrots that we put in, they're getting fairly large here now. I could harvest many of those right now, but I'm not really ready to in other respects. But you can see they're all coming up through. They're growing nicely. There's still lots of leaf here, and the leaf is keeping the tops of the carrots well sheltered from the sun. So we're going to leave those for another while. Over here, these carrots, they're not pushing their way up through. Now these were planted about 2 weeks after the other ones, but there's a couple major differences. First of all, these carrots here, they are a different type, but they are in much deeper soil, and the soil that they're in was turned over and loosened up many times over while I was getting the beds ready. So my guess is these here are gone down deeper instead of pushing their way up. So they're going to be a good harvest as well. Now our potatoes, the potatoes are hopefully doing good. As I mentioned before with the potatoes, my fear is that leaving them in the ground, the carpenters as well as the wireworms might be eating them. This is why I'm checking them every few days. We do have that problem on the go up in the barrel. We have 3 barrels with potatoes in them, and those are starting to see the effects of the wireworms. We've been having less drainage in these barrels than we get in the raised beds. I dug up one potato yesterday. You can see here where the wireworms have literally just filled it with holes. And this is what they do. Very, very seldom do you find a wireworm in the potato, but the potatoes become full of holes, which really makes them a lot less viable when it comes to storing them over the winter. So we may dig up these here in the coming week and get those out of the ground because we know that we have wireworms there. We don't have a lot of space here for our potatoes, so what we're growing we will use ourselves over the winter. So I'm trying to get them as big as possible, and I'm trying not to dig them up before they need to be dug up. So over the next couple of days, probably when we harvest some of the small ones that are in the barrels, I'll do another sample on these here, dig up a couple of potatoes just to see what they're like. I am concerned about the earwigs and the carpenters getting into them. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they come up nice and clean potatoes. But if they are infested a bit too much, we may just harvest early and take our losses. That's the unfortunate thing about potatoes. The wireworm here in Newfoundland destroys them. And it takes about 3.5 years, from what I understand, of not using the soil before the wireworms will be gone. So they say if you've got it, then don't plant there again for 3.5 years. That would be very unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. For now, let's go over in the greenhouse and start doing some harvesting. Okay, now let's start off with the peppers. And we're going to get a bit of a bowl full. Most of these will be for the freeze dryer again. We got 7 bottles from the last ones we did. Now I did come out and pick an extra 4 or 5 after I had filled the bowl last time. Just needed that much to finish filling up the trays. But we got 7 nice bottles of sliced peppers. So let's see what we're going to gather here today. Okay, it looks like it's time to finish off this plant here. We're going to snip that one. And this guy up here. That'll be it for this plant. We've had a couple of peppers over the past while that have turned soft, like they're getting overripe. So I want to avoid that as well now. If I see any like that, they'll be coming out of it. These are still very nice and firm. Really good peppers. There we go. Got some real nice ones here. This one here is more orange than it is yellow. Didn't get a lot of orange ones this year. I see one down there that's a nice one. It's got a bit of a branch there. We're going to take the branch and all because there's nothing else being supported by it. What's this guy like? You see him from there? He looks good. We're going to take it. Done. It is a nice one. Very nice. Oh, I see another one down in the middle here. Looks like it's well yellowed. He's ready. Yep, we'll take it. He's tight in there. There we go. Yeah, we'll get it out. There. That was a big one. Now down in the bottom of that plant, I'm seeing several that are yellow, but they're sort of buried in there. How they even got enough sunlight to turn yellow, I'm not sure. There's one there. Not real big, but very yellow. And we have one back here. That one's got a little bit of green on it, but that's okay. I think we need a few red ones in our mix, so we're going to take this guy. This one here looks good. Yeah. So we'll take those two. Now back to the yellow. Well, nice big ones here. Now I see a couple down here that look like they're withering a little bit. I'm going to snip them off. Alright, so this one here, it's in hard shape. It's even developing a little bit of rot on the bottom. So we're going to get rid of that one. I'm going to check that same plant now, see if we see any others. That one there looks like it may be just starting to wither. Oh, it's okay. I see a big orange one in the back. Let's get that one. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we did have one bad one today. That's not bad considering what we've just harvested. I think this is probably the biggest harvest we've done yet. I'm going to have to take these in the house and get another bowl for our tomatoes. So I'll be right back. Only other bowl I could find was much smaller. I hope it's big enough for our tomatoes. We're going to start harvesting these now. Now, as we can see, I've been dropping my plants down. This gives them much more room to grow. But eventually, as they come down, they're going to go back up. So this one here, for example, it comes down in there, right around here, and is going up and up and up. Now you can see on the top, I haven't been doing much to keep them pruned and so on. We do have a few suckers there, but as you can see, there is still an awful lot of growth taking place, and it's happening up here in the top. So what we're going to do, we're going to harvest our tomatoes. We're going to thin out some of these branches, take off a few suckers, and we're going to leave the rest to take in as much energy and nutrients as they can in the ripening phase. They will ripen a little bit slower now because our days are getting shorter and nights are getting longer and the temperatures are cooling down. So let's harvest what we can and clean things up, and we'll have another look then, because I suspect there's a lot more green ones there than we see. All right, start off with these here. These are coming off so easily here. They're ripe now. They're ready to go. Another one right there. So if we look, the tomatoes I'm leaving here, though they're pretty close to ready, they've still got a bit of orange on them. I don't need them right now. That's the thing. I don't need them right now. We have enough to process, so I'm going to leave those alone. This guy here, been growing so strong that it's breaking open. So anything like that, we usually take those for sure, whether they're completely ripe or not. These gangs of tomatoes here are just amazing how many we get. Looks like I'll get 4, 5, 6 off this one. Another one there that broke right open. What do you guys have in there beside you? Oh, look at them all here, look. Very nice. All right, we'll just move our way in through here. Look, there's a lot of them down here I didn't even see from out on the other side. Look at them all. And they're growing hard. They're breaking right open. These have had a little bit of shade here among the leaves, and that's why I didn't see them. But they're doing so well, look. Get some more in this way. I'll get those before I forget about them. Just clip off some of this stuff here that's no good. A lot of these leaves are withering now. Nutrients are being directed to the tomatoes. Nope, not that one. This one here. Especially anything that's downstream toward the base of the plant from any of the lower tomatoes. Those leaves really don't have much purpose right now. We're going to trim things back. The remaining leaves will then get a little bit more nutrient and will continue to help the plant. We have some like this here. It was cut off one time before. There's nothing of benefit on there. The leaves aren't really doing much of a job there now, so that can go. I like to always have a few leaves around the tomatoes themselves just to help in the pulling up of nutrients. We have another couple of tomatoes here that are ready. We'll take this one here. And we've got another one here. And another one up there. And I think that one there is ready to go too. Definitely. All right, let's continue with our pruning here. Okay, so we're still pruning away here. Getting rid of some of the leaves that aren't so healthy. Some of these branches that have no benefit anymore. This guy here, it was full of tomatoes. They're all gone. It goes too. Got a sucker right here. It's got some flowers on it. It's going to have to go. This time of the year, I don't leave the suckers on when I have the opportunity to get them off. The suckers will start to produce new tomatoes, and we're too late for that. We're finishing off things now. So we can't be starting new stuff when we're trying to finish things off. We have lots here to grow. By getting rid of some of the old leaves and these suckers that are on the go, we're going to help the remaining tomatoes that have already established themselves. We're going to help those to get the energy they need to finish growing this season. Let's have a look through. I'm looking for anything that's unhealthy here as well. There's all shriveled up and turned every which way. We're going to get rid of that. It's just a tangle. That one there. This one up here, we'll take the outer portion off that. So with less light coming in during the daytime, having things pruned and kept tidier here among the plant isn't essential. It is something that's needed if we want our tomatoes to continue to ripen. So I don't know if you can see it, but even up here we've got some new tomatoes. Because there's already tomatoes started, I'm not going to cut that off. But if that was just flowers, like this entire shoot going up here, just leaves and a few flowers, we're going to take that off. Every bit of cold weather is going to slow down things. And it means at nighttime, I have to be running my trusty little diesel heater to keep the frost away. If we get a frost and it affects what's in the greenhouse, so if it goes below zero in here, we're probably going to lose our crop. So hopefully we'll keep the frost away for another couple of weeks, and by that time we'll be ready to do a cleanup. This actually looks a lot better. I can see what's in through there much better now. Now I can see another red one right there that needs to be picked. We'll pick that one. And that's going to be it. Well, we got a full day's work ahead of us. Time to take off. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time, right here in the greenhouse.